taking up with Matty, our assistant. All the day's work.
Hey guys, I'm Sai and welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of the revamped and new look Kevin McNaughton Show. It is no longer crazy football. This is Super Kev Unscripted, and this is episode number 2. We are live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Ace Podcast Nation, of course, home to many other great shows and series featuring top guests, expert analysts and more. So give us a follow on social media and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Best way to support us, the most direct way to support us. Click the bell when you subscribe and you get a notification every time we go live or upload a show. And you can get the audio versions of everything we do at the usual podcast and radio platforms. Super Kev Unscripted is unique and different to all our other shows, as in this series we don't focus on one particular subject. We don't just talk about the guest's career or football. All the questions and topics are set by you, the people. Nothing is off limits, no censors, no scripts, apart from this introduction. Joining me for this series, as ever, is my good friend, former Scotland international, ex-Aberdeen, Bolton, Cardiff City defender, fire extinguisher extraordinaire. And of course, Inverness Caledonian or something. I don't know. Super Kev McNaughton, welcome, my friend. How's the red wine?
Red wine's going down nicely. It's just sometimes a good thing, but obviously towards the end of a show it can become problematic, as we found before.
It was funny, man. So I've got to say, it was a good one. Yeah. So for people who didn't catch, that was the now removed Crazy Football episode number 2. We had some problems with the copyright and stuff because we were watching clips and reacting to clips of football and stuff, and we unfortunately the episode got ripped down no matter how much editing I did to it. And it was interesting because it was a long one and there was a lot of red wine consumed
towards the end. I can't actually remember the last 15 minutes of it, which is a bit of a worry really, but I just remember your message the next day. That was interesting. Towards the end,
yeah,
got a bit.
That was it was only, I didn't even really notice it during the show, but it was when I went back to it the next day and looked at it, I was like, oh, it looked a bit worse for wear towards the end.
Yeah, it's a marathon. I took it as a sprint, mate. I just went a wee bit too fast. And
you mixing drinks, mate, weren't you? Mixing drinks, didn't stick to the red wine. But Reese there says he's been waiting for this all day in work. Excellent, that's what we like to hear. Gavin says the Silver Fox, Bluebirds legend, red wine and UB40. And that, funny enough, takes us into our first subject. So on the first episode of Super Kev Unscripted, we opened the show with our all-time dinner guests or podcast guests. 5 people, dead or alive. And we were both picked our 5 and why. So today we're going with our all-time music gig, 5 bands or artists which we can pick each, but the final act is the main event closing the show. So we literally just decided this subject about 5 minutes ago, so it's going to be interesting because we're going to do it on the fly, which is what we do. So just before we do that, Stephen McMahon. I wonder if it's that Stephen McMahon. I don't know.
No, it's my friend.
He says wine was good enough for Jesus, and that is spot on.
This is my friend, by the way, that I mentioned.
Excellent.
I was going to be on here. So this could get me more interesting with him.
Excellent. That's what I want. That's what we want. Is get more and more of your mates to come into the live chat.
This is not good.
Ask you some awkward questions.
To be honest with you, I did ask him and then hoped he wouldn't find it. I thought he's not clever enough to actually be able to set himself up and get himself sending messages on here. That's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign for you, I don't
No.
think. That's all right.
No,
the questions could get interesting. And
interesting.
Jason Jones says, joining you on the red wine, Super Kev.
Nice
Been
one.
looking forward to this. So people are loving it. And Garen says he is first time for him on a Tuesday. Obviously, the first episode of Unscripted we did was we timed it badly, didn't we? Because Cardiff were playing at the same time.
Oh,
but
yeah,
with no further ado, then, mate, who is your first musical act for the Super Kev concert of a lifetime?
First act, I'm going to say the Verve. Just
Cracking.
Just steady to begin with. Not going too over the top, early doors, but just get the crowd going. A wee bit of sonnet and drugs don't work to get things going, and then move on to the next band. But they're one of my faves. You'll find that my selections are pretty much the same in terms of the genre type thing. So
okay, so my first act, I've gone the opposite way. I'm gonna get something to get the crowd going, get the crowd up on their feet. So I've started with Stormzy. He's gonna do a set of a bit of grime and hip hop to get the crowd going.
But
I got a plan, mate. I got a plan. Got a plan.
Too early, you get to the end, you just go flat.
And you can't remember the last 15 minutes.
I can't. It's easily done. It is
easily done, mate.
No,
we've all done it.
That's what I mean. This is what I'm saying to you. It's not a sprint, mate. You can't go fast.
Oh, mate, the amount of all dayers that I've done, and I'd get to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and be like, oof.
See, you've just got. They call me the wall climber, mate, because if I hit a wall, I just find a way to get over it.
I used to have, when I used to go out like on all days and stuff, I used to have a tactical puke quite often. Not because I felt necessarily sick, it was because I was so bloated, I'd need to like expend.
See, I just move on to different stuff. See, like if I drink beer, I get bloated, then I move on to gin, and then after that it's Jaeger bombs, and then I go into strong stuff after that.
Yeah, if I was feeling rough, I would go to martini and lemonade, and then I'd always end the night on like gin. I haven't drunk vodka since I was 16. Not a drop of it. So I went. It was like New Year's Eve, and I was like, "Oh yeah, New Year's Eve. We got a bottle of vodka, a bottle of Coke," and I think I was home by about 8 o'clock in the night, just ill.
Well,
silly boy.
I never used to like red wine, and then it was on a flight with Cardiff to Hull. Mid-flight, the pilot came on and said, "We've got something wrong with the plane, so we're going to have to divert." So we had to divert to Manchester, and we landed in Manchester. As we landed in Manchester, it was like a line of ambulances, police, all lined up across the.
So you started drinking?
No, it was. We had I was crap myself after that to get back in. We had to get back in this pretty much the same plane and fly back to Cardiff from after the Hull game. And I was like, I'm going to need a drink. I can't handle this. I crap myself. And I asked the woman for a beer. She was like, "There's no beer." I was like, "Vodka, spirits,
Nothing.
anything." She said, "No, I've only got red wine."
That'll do.
You know what? Then I started drinking. I had one glass. I didn't like it. Second glass, oof, that's not bad. Third glass,
it's alright then, isn't it?
Fifth glass, I was up singing.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a red wine fiend. I am. I love it.
I am now. I must admit, the next day I'm not a big fan of it the next day.
Yeah, don't appreciate it the next day as much. Rob Boyle says, start with Coldplay and then the only way is up. And Craig says, when you're bloated, gotta hit the shots and shorts. Steve McMahon says, Fireball.
Oh yeah, that's another story.
Go on.
Oh no, I went to Magaluf and I bought a big bottle of Fireball, and basically put the bags down, and within about 5 minutes, the bottle of Fireball was gone between me and I think it was another 3 or 4 lads. It was, whoa. And this is what I talk about peaking too early. You know, this is what I'm actually talking about here. With your song selection, peaking a bit too sharp, and that's what we did. And I'm sure that Stephen will mention what happened next in that holiday as we go along, but he's probably not mentioning it now.
Yeah, I've always thought that the start of like alcohol problems in the UK was when they started serving Red Bull and vodka and I used to get, when we went to Benidorm, I was drinking Red Bull, vodka and absinthe, and I just think that's, it's just the method for, there's only one way and that's down.
It's impressive. There. It's actually impressive. Quite impressive.
So Rob Boyle's asked a question there. We'll come back to that because we'll crack on with these. So I went with Stormzy for my opening act. You went with the Verve. Who have you gone for in the next act?
I can't even think. Right, you go. Actually, let's have a good think. Cause I just kind of went off the cuff here.
So following on from Stormzy, I've gone with Eminem and Dr. Dre, just to get that sort of hip hop feel, bit of something different, because it's going to go a different way then as the show goes into the night. So the crowd are going to be bang up for it. They're going to be having a few beers, sat in the field, smoking it up. They'll all be loving it. It'll be the festival of a lifetime. And then should I carry on? Should I just go all the way through? Because I got mine. You want to go? You got your next one.
The next one's it's the Proclaimers. So.
Classic.
It'll get the people going a bit. That's
get the crowd going.
How many bands are we doing? 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now this is the warm up. Now we're getting into it, stretching the legs a wee bit. So we're building up. So yeah, we're going to that. Obviously, their final song would be 500 Miles. Yeah, and that would get things going, and then we'd lead on to my next band.
Okay. So my next band is The Doors. We're going to bring Jim Morrison back from the dead. So they've had a big bit of a, been up for the hip hop and the grime, having a party, few beers, so had a couple of vodkas, and now they're just coming down. This is the break in the evening, basically. Like everyone's going to be nice and relaxed, getting ready for the main event.
You get the doobies out now.
Yeah. So they've gone, they had the up with Stormzy and Eminem and a cracking start to the show. Now it's like the chill out and then getting ready for the main event.
Yeah, I don't think you can maintain that peak, mate.
Yeah, you can't go. Don't go too early, mate. Can't go too early.
You got to dip along the way.
So who's act number 3 for Kev McNaughton's?
I'm going Stone Roses.
Super concert.
Stone Roses, slap bang in the middle, because they've got a bit of vibe. There's a few tunes that are quite chilled, and there's a few that are pick you up a bit as well. So yeah, I've gone with them.
So I've gone for the Stone Roses following the Doors, because you go in from the chilled outdoors and then you go in a bit more upbeat into the Stone Roses, getting ready for the main event, and the crowd are going to be getting going because they know not many Stone Roses gigs left in them, so they're going to be loving it. Going to be bang up for it. The beers are going to be flowing, probably the shots and shorts as well. Crowd is just peaking, but not quite.
Yep.
So what are you? How many have you done? 3.
I've done 3. So the next one is Kings of Leon. Just very big fan of these. Again, they've got kind of a mix of upbeat songs and a few chill out tunes. And I'm sure if Stephen's still watching, he may message someone about Kings of Leon at some stage. It was regarding the Benidorm trip, but we won't go into that.
We will. Just
we will
not
if
yet.
he messages us, because we'll not go into it if he doesn't.
he said that's the closing act of your 5 bands, apparently.
He said that.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, maybe.
And I've gone for the main event. Closing the evening is the reunion of Oasis. Liam and Noel Gallagher back together. The crowd is bang up for it. Everyone's had their beers, their wine, and it would be an unannounced appearance as well, so the crowd would be going wild. It'd be incredible. One night only, Oasis reunion. Well, to close the show. 45 minutes set.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just...
You're going to bin someone off, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm going to just do I'm going to do Ocean Colour Scene, and then mid-set, Liam Gallagher.
They're going to bring,
stage.
yeah.
They're just going to bring him on.
They've done that before, haven't they?
Just going to do that. And
Yeah.
He's just going to wander in, spotlight on him. That's just going to get people going. See, I've thought about this.
What a gig.
What a gig.
What
that
a
is.
gig.
Ocean Colour Scene, my favourite band. You can listen to all their songs a million times. It's never get bored.
Quality. All of them quality, mate. And, there's loads of bands could have been in there. There's a couple of newer bands I quite like. And five's not enough, is it? Reese, David Evans says the Doors, the Stone Roses, the Smiths. He also said got to have an excess in there as well. Yeah, in excess came close for me, got to say.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
I like some of their songs, but I think what kept them out of it for me is I probably like a good handful of their songs, but like all the bands or all the artists which I've got on mine, I pretty much like all their songs, maybe give or take one or two, and I think that's what you got to go for, mate. That's what you got to go for. But yeah, so people can tell us whose gig they would rather go to. So, but it's it's subjective, isn't it?
To be fair, I should have really had Proclaimers. I'm not sure if they should have been in it.
You wanted the Scottish band in there, mate, though, didn't you?
I just did want to just get that vibe going, though.
Craig says...
like when you go to these festivals and there's a band there that you don't know any of their songs, bar maybe two, so you're just like, come on, mate.
Just waiting for the hits. Play the hits. Come on.
Come on, pal. Play that song.
I wonder if, like, bands, they get sick of it, don't they? Like, playing that one song. They're like, so we're going to play our new album today. It's out on Monday, guys. And everyone's like, piss off.
Come on, mate.
Play the classic.
Come on.
Come on.
Put it on so we can go somewhere else and watch it.
Yeah. Put it on so we can go and watch Oasis. Craig Sullivan says he'd have In Excess, Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, bit lively, he said, and then of course he'd have Queen in there as well. That's a good gig. Queen, I'd probably have. Queen would have been.
I'd probably substitute Queen for Proclaimers. I got a bit excited with Proclaimers.
Yeah, I like Guns N' Roses and Nirvana, to be fair, but I wanted like a bit of a mix, and I left Jim Morrison out of my podcast or dinner guests last week, and that hurt me. So I wanted the Doors in there as well. We'll go back to that question. Rob Boyle asked, who was the shitest swig at City?
The worst swigger?
Yeah.
Tom Heaton never drank. Well, Tom Heaton was one of the worst. And he got fire extinguisher because of that. There was
because he went to bed.
Because he went to bed early. You never go to bed early on my watch.
Never. Not happening.
Tom didn't like a
drink.
He's one of these sort of totally professional guys, Disgrace. Total disgrace.
What's going on with the world?
Total disgrace to the footballing world. He doesn't drink, eats healthily, does extra training, It's just a joke. Tom was an absolute joke.
Puts the work in.
Puts all the work in, It's disgrace.
Going on and
total disgrace.
You're not gonna get involved. Come on, man. And then Craig says he would finish with Bruce Springsteen as long as he goes on longer than COVID. could be on for a while. The way we are going. So I got a couple of I've got a couple. JD sent in a couple of would you rathers which he'd liked us to answer. So do you know the premise of this, mate?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So, first one, nice and easy. Would you rather fly at 10 miles an hour everywhere, or would you rather be able to run at 100 miles per hour?
Oh, run. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Bumping into people. Poor old Sian Massey. She ain't getting up from 100 mile an hour Kevin McNaughton, is she?
I know, she's probably... Yeah, no.
Most people would be,
but still,
you'd learn to control it.
You would just like, yeah, that would be
handy.
That would be handy. That would, because you'd probably win the Olympics a few times, like.
But yeah, wouldn't you get bored of it though? Like it's like after a while, like no one's beating Kev, is he? He can run 100 mile an hour.
No,
after you've got 7 Olympic medals.
Never get bored of the accolades, mate. Never.
Never.
You've got
people would just give up running,
You know,
wouldn't
you're 90-odd-year-old, you're just on your deathbed, but you can still beat everybody around. Just like, I'll get out of my bed just for one more Olympic gold.
Yeah, I'd be interested in what the people in the chat think as well. Would you rather be able to fly at 10 mile an hour or run at 100 mile an hour?
If you're flying, then you don't need to. But 10 mile an hour.
It's nothing, and I think you get bored of it, wouldn't you?
I'm going to go to Spain on holiday, but I'm going to fly myself. All right.
Take ages,
right? I'll meet you over there in 2 weeks because that's how long it's going to take you.
And that's the thing. I think.
Where are you? Like, how are you getting sustenance on the way? You got a backpack?
You'd have to eat fish, wouldn't you? Dipping down into the sea.
And think of impracticality if you're in the toilet mid-air. You know,
just stay away from the ferries. The problem is, I think, it's the speed, isn't it? If you were able to,
speed wins.
If it was faster than 10 mile an hour, you'd take flying every day of the week, wouldn't you? But 10 mile an hour
try to do the math.
It's a little bit too slow. I don't know how far is Spain from the UK.
Scotland? How far is Dundee from Cardiff? Let's just say I wanted to come watch Cardiff.
Dundee to Cardiff,
so it's about 400 miles.
Sod that. You wanted to come down to Cardiff to see me and have a glass of red wine.
I'll have a glass of red wine.
It's 467 miles, or 468, say.
So there you go.
It would take you a while. Let's see.
That's going to take me a fair bit of time to get down there flying.
Oh yes, it would take you a while. Rob Boyle says he would rather run. It would take you. It would only take you 2 days, mind. Basically,
2 days. But you think of that, you know, you're in mid-air for 2 days. It's going to be quite cold as well. You've got to take this into equation. Cold, wet. It's not going to be summer days. You're going to have a wind factor. You know, it's got to take account.
Yeah. Lorna says she's got tickets to see you live on Under the Cosh. Yeah. Are you still planning on doing it?
Yeah, it's just obviously been rescheduled.
When you're able to, I guess, is it?
Yeah, just whenever they're allowing guests into places and things. But yeah, Parky's asked me to do that ages ago.
Still a plan.
Yeah, still a plan to do it. I was looking forward to it, getting down there to Cardiff and having a good swig and having a good laugh.
Okay. Next, would you rather have your life taken over by robots or have to live in solitary confinement for the rest of your life?
Have your life taken over by robots? As in what? As in they just do everything for you, or they actually?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I assume he hasn't specified any further, so...
Or you're being dominated by them. You're basically slave labour to robots.
Yeah, maybe slave labour, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd want to be around people, you know.
I don't know. I'm quite happy in solitary confinement.
But give that.
It's a long time, isn't it?
Oh no, I stayed in a hotel myself for about 3 months, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Reese said, "Come on, Kev, didn't stop running for 90 minutes. I'd back him to fly, no problem." So, there you go. Rob Boyle says that's a bit dark for a Tuesday as well. Well, you know, it's unscripted.
Yeah, it's unscripted.
Go anyway.
Oh yeah, so didn't stop running for 90 minutes. That's why I need a new hip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it was fun at the time. It was fun at the time. Now, if I go out for a run now, then I'm in the wheelchair for 3 days. So it's all worth it.
Yeah, I got to have a new knee. I can't remember if I told you this. I got to have a new knee. I have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have like me and you will be like the
bionic
men.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting. And this one's a bit weird. But I don't know if he's asking this through like experience or he's just a bit weird. But he says, would you rather sleep in a bath for the rest of your life? I assume he means like each night. Or would you rather sleep in the most comfy bed, but when you go to sleep, you get punched? So every time you fall asleep, you get punched, but you're in a comfy bed.
You're in the bath.
You've got to go in the bath, haven't you? Bath would be comfy, mate.
I've slept in a bath.
Stick some nice hot water. Beautiful.
I was in Magaluf once, and I woke up in the bath once with a gorilla costume on. Don't ask me how I got there, and don't ask me how it was my mate's gorilla costume, which I never had on before I was in the bath. So Do not know how that happened, but anyway, woke up the next day, think to myself, very, very hot, and then I thought I'm very uncomfortable, and it's because I was lying in a bath with a girl across you, man.
I got to say,
which is mega lift trips. Mega lift trips, stuff like that can happen.
Yeah, well, it's just par for the course, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
That's just struck me.
What's that?
Is the reason that you need a new hip got nothing to do with football, and it's just because the fans were passing you around their wives?
Well, it's the hip action is involved in 26,000
every Saturday.
It's a lot. Listen, the spirit is willing, but the body is weak, and I'd always be there and unavailable to do it.
Yeah.
But I think at this moment in time, I need my hip sorted.
That's right.
The invitations are still coming in, which is great, but
via mail,
via mail, via social media, they all keep coming flying in. It's great to see, and
you appreciate the offers.
I appreciate. I love the offers. It's great. So,
but your hip's fucked.
But my hip is in a bad way. So unless I am static at all times, then
it's a problem.
Yeah.
So right, we got a couple of questions about Sean Massey. We said on episode 1 we were going to say it once, and then we weren't going to talk about it every episode. But we will just address these because we don't want to be ignorant or rude and ignore the comments.
Okay.
So Gary says, I was sitting not far from when you bowled Sean Massey over and convinced you could have stopped. But be honest, could you have? You don't have to verbally admit it, but just scratch your nose if you could have.
No, I just went for the ball, but it looks. I've watched it 1,000 times, and it looks like I've intentionally gone for a. But I've just thought I've ran half the park to go and get the ball, and I just thought I could still get it. I didn't realise I knocked it as far out the pitch as I did. And
she was just in the way.
I know what my head was. If you look, my head's down. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you can
time,
see, can't you?
I stop and plant my foot, and because I then take off again, it looks like I've stopped, and then I've just went, you know what, you're getting boshed. So, I've, like I say, watching the video, if I was watching the video, I'd say he meant to do that.
Yeah.
But I know myself in a bit.
It's just one of them things,
which is fine, but taking a wee bit of stick along the way for it.
Yeah. Well, you've done it in 2020, mate. You'd have been cancelled, and probably people would have been calling for your job. Jason says, I wonder if Sean Massey's recovered from her brush with you yet. But obviously you saw her the following week. So,
yeah,
I think at the end of the day, mate, from what you've told me and what you've said on the show as well, it's like it could have been anyone. It was just you were going there, and she was just in the way.
I think if it was a guy, it probably would have just been laughed at, but because it was a woman, I think
just drew more attention to it.
Yeah, it just drew a lot more attention to it. So it was just my son actually brought up. My son, I think I said that the last time I was on. My son brought it up. He was looking through like football and gaffs and stuff. He said, "Daddy, I seen you running into that woman." I said, "What do you mean?" I was thinking to myself, "What is he on about? Running into women?" It's like, that was football funnies on YouTube.
Still doing the rounds.
I think myself, oh no.
How long ago? It was fair. How long ago was it?
No, what you should do is you look at the comments. The comments are brilliant on YouTube. It's people want to kill you. So it's funny. It's great.
Yeah, that's it. Right, Nathan Evans, we got a would you rather, a live one, not emailed in like JD. We got a live one. Nathan Evans says, would you rather spend a year in living on a desert island with nothing but natural resources, or your choice of natural resources of your choice, or spend a day in Swansea?
I'm on that
island.
Very,
very easy question, isn't it?
I'm getting in my 10-mile-an-hour flying suit and I'm going to that island right away. Okay.
Good answer.
Because I ain't. Well, what was the other? Sorry, what was Swansea? I just said Swansea.
A day in Swansea, or go to a day in Swansea or spend a year on a deserted island with nothing but natural resources of your choice, though. So I would just have natural beer, natural tobacco, and natural bacon.
Red grapes.
The pigs count as natural resources, like animals, and you could have like some pigs. And
if Tom Hanks can do it with a Wilson football, then I can do it.
Yeah, easy peasy.
It's gonna be
Craig Sullivan says, your accent, Kev, I thought you said the girl across you, not the gorilla costume, the first time. Great trip, though. I don't know what that's in reference to. Do you?
Sorry, what was that?
He said, your accent, he thought you said the girl across you, not gorilla costume.
Girl across you. Alright, I was wearing the girl across me.
I
see. That's what you thought. Dirty mind. Whoever's that?
Filth.
What's his name?
That was Craig Sullivan.
Craig. He's so filthy, mate.
Yeah. Rob Boyle, who still hasn't recovered from his shocking film choices in last episode.
Oh,
I haven't forgotten
Moana.
Yeah, in the top 10 best films of ever.
Of all time.
Yeah, I haven't let him live it down. Don't worry, mate. We mentioned it on the Friday show as well.
My daughter came up to me and I was like, "Do you want to watch Moana tonight?" She was like, "Nah, it's rubbish. I'd rather watch Frozen." See?
Yeah, I told my son. I said, "You know, this guy Rob Boyle, he's on the Super Kev show, and he said Moana is one of the top 10 best films of all time," and he just walked off. He's just shaking his head, disappointed. David Evans.
It would be interesting to hear Rob's music. Music is so we can have a wee go.
Did he send him in? Someone did. Who was it? Was
Rob
it Rob?
did.
No, I don't think it was him.
5 bands
It'd be like,
so we can have a right good pick at them and really expose him again.
Yeah. He says he lives in our heads rent free. Well, we got to mock someone.
Tune,
Moana.
Like
what's the Moana tune?
I don't actually know. It's that bad.
I know the tune, but I can't think of the words.
I know all the Frozen ones because my daughter loves that.
Lorax is better than Moana. That is a controversial.
Oh, that's 100%. 100% the Lorax is.
Yeah,
everybody
I
needs a snood. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100% Moana.
Reese David Evans says, how much fun was your testimonial game? It felt great being able to say thank you by watching, and I thought it was disrespectful that the club chose an international weekend to host it, though.
Oh, it was not really. The club had nothing really to do with it. They just offered the stadium, and it was hard because I was still playing with a different club. Was given a couple of dates. One of the dates which looked good was for pre-season, but a new manager had come in and he just kiboshed it completely. Just went, nah, that's not happening. So yeah, so I've been obviously a lot easier during the pre-season, and then it was on Mother's Day as well, and it just became impossible. So I couldn't get guys to play on certain dates as well. It was just hard. So
is it tricky with that when you're at a different club?
I've got nothing to do with it. It's other people who organise it, and they're just like, this is what's going on.
Who's in charge of organising that then?
It's just like a little small committee that just do everything.
So is it someone within Cardiff City said, right, we're going to give testimonial to Kev? So who makes the decision? Like, who says, right, Kev McNaughton testimonial?
I can't remember what. I think it's either, I don't know if it's to do with the supporters group or something, or somebody said something about it. Anyway, it got brought forward, and then there was a committee formed. Said, this is going ahead now, we'll try, and the club were all right about it. They were like, yeah, that's fine, we'll support that.
Yeah.
And it was hard because at the time there was quite a lot of changes in manager and things.
Yeah.
So there was actually a date set, and then it got changed because the new manager coming in. He didn't want that happening on that date. So
yeah. Was Robbie Fowler supposed to play in that game, Nathan?
Yeah. He couldn't have. He ended up having a Liverpool engagement, which he works for Liverpool, so he couldn't do it. So there was a few guys there were other players that were meant to be there, but to be fair, there was 90% of the players turned up, which was good.
Yeah, I think it's one of them, and it is.
Just
people
to be fair, for
do
me, it was going to be a bit of crack.
A few beers afterwards and that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good seeing a lot of old players and the people who were there. I'm sure they enjoyed themselves. It was good. It was good crack. 5-5. They got their money's worth, mate.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Would you rather, for you then, would you have rathered finish your career at Cardiff, have a testimonial at Cardiff, or the way it was?
I'd have loved to finish my career at Cardiff. I'd love to just keep playing. I just got hit with injuries, and towards the end, I wish I'd actually had my hip sorted out earlier. Because I soldiered on with my hip for about 4 or 5 years, and it actually hindered my actual ability to play.
Yeah,
it was manageable, but it was hindering the way I was playing out. So,
and
then I broke my leg.
When your body,
yeah, it's hard. If I'd got that operation to fix my hip, I would have been out for a year. So in my head, I was thinking,
long time,
no. So at the age of about 31, it was bothering us. I was thinking, I've only got another 3 or 4 years to just keep going on with this, just kind of soldiering on with this, niggling a bit.
Like, how bad was your hip at that point? Like, was it like can't play the game and then couldn't train for a couple of days?
No, it was I couldn't open my. I had bone growing where it shouldn't be growing, so I couldn't actually open my hip up properly. So you imagine you just open your hip up on a normal side, you're fine. But this was just hitting bone, so it was just, and it was gradually getting worse. So basically, my left hand side was just getting worse and worse. I couldn't, if you can imagine, just not being able to rotate your hip as well properly. You would grind.
I don't need to imagine. I do it myself, mate. I know exactly how it feels.
It was actually getting like a stage where it was grinding. It was almost so basically,
like my only difference is that I didn't have to play football while doing it. You know,
was the thing. I've made things a lot worse by just soldiering on,
cracking on.
Yeah.
What a guy! What a guy! A couple of questions. So, breaking news. Rob Boyle has put his ultimate gig in. I'm a bit disappointed that it's. I'm a bit disappointed. Kev seems to have frozen. Oh, he's back now. I'm a bit disappointed that I'm looking at his 5 and they're pretty acceptable. Although there is one in there which I'm not having at all, but I know you will. So Rob Boyle's ultimate 5 for his gig would be the Stereophonics, Tom Jones, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Take That, and Queen.
Rob, totally redeemed yourself, mate.
Yeah, he has. He's saved himself from a ban.
Rob, that was it, mate. I think you've asked somebody else to do that, haven't you?
Yeah, that's not his.
You asked the missus.
Like
you've asked
his
the
missus or
missus.
something.
You said,
his
listen,
kids.
I'm in bother here. These guys are destroying me. Can you just please pick 5 good bands just to help me out here?
Tell me who's cool. Tell me who's cool.
Tell me. All I was thinking was he's just asked like the cast of Moana to turn up and go on stage and start doing other songs and that.
The Rock.
The Rock just turns up.
Yeah, he says. Right, let's have a look.
Sorry.
Rhys David Evans says, who did you want to play in that game then that couldn't make it? No, he's putting you on the spot there, isn't he?
There was only 2 players that couldn't make it. It was Robbie and Jimmy Floyd, cash in the bank.
Yeah, Jimmy Floyd.
There was a couple of boys. There was a couple of lads who were my mates who couldn't make it. A goalkeeper at Aberdeen, Brian Essen, couldn't make it because he was still playing, and so I think it was Guy David Priest who was coaching. So there was a couple of people who wanted a few of my mates, goalkeepers as well. There was 3. The lad who ended up in the goal was a guy who I shared digs with at Aberdeen. So there was a couple of lads who were in my youth team. They ended up playing. So it was just like boys who I played with throughout my career, and mainly my friends. And there was a few boys who I'd like to have got involved in it.
Yeah, but, just couldn't for one reason or another.
Yeah, it's got other things on. It's weird.
Jimmy Floyd, has he got the most powerful shot with no backlift you've ever seen?
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He's hit me in the thigh once, and I had a mitre.
That's why you got hip problems ever since.
Quite potentially, it was that side. I had like a mitre tattoo. You know, if you get the leather like got a few leather stripes, and it was with the leather stripes of the ball. So you just, and I was like, straight in. Honestly, you know, like with you get smashed with a ball from point blank.
Cold.
I just remember thinking to myself, I got hit by George Albert's once, and in the knee from about 3 yards away at full pelt, and I swear my knee just like I felt it click, you know, just
come out of the joint.
See, if I'd have been older,
went back in.
See, if I'd have been older, I'd have been probably getting wheeled off, but because I was young, it just felt. I was like, oh my god, it was like an explosion. It was so hard. With him, it was the same. And then it was 2 days later, I was thinking to myself, I've got like a bruise on my leg, and it was a mitre. It had like the leather, where the leather stitching was of the ball, was like imprinted on my leg.
Because I always remember with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank when he first burst on the scene in the UK, he was like the first guy I remember seeing who was able to generate that amount of power with no backlift. And like obviously over the years, people like Ronaldo and Henry and others have done it. But like I just remember watching that as a kid, like, and just thinking, wow,
what is?
How has he done that?
Just pure quad strength.
Quads like Ronaldo.
He is basically the quad father, we used to call him.
What's he like? What's he like? Like what? When you were there with Cardiff, weren't you? We're at the same time. What was he like as a guy? Like, was he like? It was a hard trainer.
Jimmy never missed a training session. For his age, I don't know what age he was when he joined Cardiff.
He was quite old, wasn't he, when he left? Came to Cardiff. He was got to be mid to late 30s, surely.
Yep. He never missed a training session.
I thought he did quite well for Cardiff. I do. Like
he did.
You were never
had really great legs, but
you were never going to get him running in behind at that age, were you? Do you know what I mean? Like he was never going to be running in behind, like when he was in his mid-20s.
See, the FA Cup final, I didn't think he did great that game, but I was thinking, if you're Dave Jones, you're dropping Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank for FA Cup and putting Stevie Thompson. I thought Stephen Thompson actually did well when he came on. Probably should have been on.
He was very, very good towards the end of that season, and I thought he was really unlucky not to get a starting place in the FA Cup.
Yeah, Tom was a good foil for other people. A lot of, even Chops, his first season,
played well with Thompson, didn't he?
Yeah, he did brilliant.
So the last Would You Rather that JD sent in is pretty brutal. He's American, he lives in America anyway.
Soccer? Is he a soccer watcher?
Well, you might not be saying that after you hear this, because it's a bit brutal. It's a bit dark for a fun, jovial show.
Come on,
he says, would you rather let a Scottish person you've never met die, or chop your finger off with a chisel? It's like, Jesus Christ! There you go. But you know me, I'll ask the questions. JD, his name. He's on Twitter. I think.
I was about to say, he would not reveal his name.
Yeah, full name.
Oh my God,
it's harsh, isn't it? It's dark.
I was quite flabbergasted. But will chisel my finger off, or let somebody die that don't know he's Scottish.
Yeah, brutal. Kelly says he must be is he a Trump supporter?
Yeah, it could potentially be.
And Rob Boyle says, "Quick, send him a copy. Send him a.
Stop the count."
Rob Boyle says, "Quick, send it. Jesus Christ, send him a copy of Moana, quick. He needs help."
He just needs to listen to a Moana musical now, and that'll just sort of right out.
Yeah, he needs to watch the Lorax, quick.
Let's be honest, if somebody stood in front of you with a gun against somebody's head with a bag with their head on, a Scottish guy you just don't know, you'd probably go at that. You know what?
Yeah, I'd probably do that for if it was someone I didn't know, I would chisel my finger off. But if it was someone who you knew was a bad person,
see if it's happened. Oh no,
that's different, then, isn't it?
I know a Scottish guy that's like the murderer.
Yeah. Different then, isn't it? Keep your fingers.
Yeah, so JD, you need to be more specific. And you probably need to go speak to somebody as well.
Some sort of therapist or something. But Jesus Christ. Reese David Evans says he's heard some horror stories about Malky Mackay from other players. What was he like towards you? Did you have any issues with him? Yeah, Kev. Did you have any issues with him?
I think we've
I know we have.
Yeah.
Come on, Reese. Come on, keep up.
Reese, you need to watch more of these shows.
You can give him a quick answer. Go on.
Well, I wasn't really his type of player, really. So
you weren't willing to chop your finger off with a chisel.
Well, this is what he said to me. He said to me, "We will get 3 points if you chop your finger off with a chisel." And I said, "No, I'm not doing it, Malcolm." and then from that day on, he hated my guts.
Yeah, because he said it was basically the same as letting a Scottish person die.
That's what he said. He was. Listen,
he was a strange guy, though, wasn't he?
I don't think he really liked me in terms of footballer. So it was always a battle
to win him over, was it?
It was always a battle to win him over. So if I played well, I done okay. If I played crap, if I didn't have a good game, he was on me. If other guys, what's he saying?
Steve says if he gets the pub open, I'll give him Nicholas finger. Gaz says, oi oi, evening Gareth.
Right guys.
Geraint says drug test for JD, surely. Yeah, don't know what's going on with JD there.
JD's obviously ready to go and have a wee.
There was another question. There we go. Steve McMahon asked, is Samaman's Ram's testicles still your favourite memory from Wales?
Well, I never actually did eat any Ram's testicles. I was warned about it when I went in to go and sign to look at small print, because you obviously put that in the...
He put it in Cav's contract, didn't he? About
yeah,
eating the...
I think he put in a couple of lads' contracts about eating testicles.
Mm.
If they wanted paid, basically, so...
Jeez.
Thankfully, I know Stephen likes to eat them, and I know every time he comes to Wales he asks for them, but no, I didn't eat them, Stephen. Unfortunately.
There we go. Reese David Evans fighting back against Kev, saying he should watch the previous shows. He says, I have heard you talk about it before. Just wanted to know if you had any other horror stories about him. Gerard and Parky have told a few. He probably didn't say it like that at all, but I thought I'd spice it up a bit. Make it seem very confrontational. Yeah. He wasn't confrontational at all.
Malcolm was okay. He was alright.
Is that what his name is? His name Malcolm?
No, I just called him that.
That's why he didn't like
everybody every day. No, from now on he's going to be known as Malcolm, right? Okay. His name's
First
Malcolm,
time you met him. All right, Malcolm, what's going on?
Hey, Malcolm. Malcolm in the middle. Yeah, so his new name's now Malcolm. Everybody referred to him as Malcolm. What do you think of Malcolm? So no, he was alright. Like off the park, I got really well with him. It was just hard work with him. You know, like when you engage somebody who doesn't really fancy you, so you're like, it's hard work.
Yeah, Kelly says, who's excited for the Euros? I, for one, cannot wait to watch Scotland versus England. Oh, of course, I haven't spoken to you since we haven't done a show since the Scots qualified. Tell me about your experience with that evening, and also answer Kelly's question.
Similar just now, that there's
no red wine left.
Yeah, we're running low on that evening. So it was just obviously a typical Scottish thing was to do really well, like they were doing, and then get to the final hurdle and just blow up. So I was fully expecting that. And just as I thought to myself, we are actually cruising this game. We brought a certain individual on the park. Well, we put a couple of players on. To be fair, I can't miss out Patterson as well, but brought on a Swansea player, ex-Swansea player. And
it was downhill from there.
No, it was just, to be fair, it wasn't really a great tactical substitution bringing off the best player on the park. It wasn't. No, it was only. I had a wee joke on Twitter saying, ex-Swansea player, why are you bringing him on, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out to be quite a pivotal moment in the game because we were struggling after that. And then next thing you know, they equalise, and then you're just keeping everything crossed. And then all of a sudden, Dave, the save, comes
Scotland's
out of
number
nowhere.
one. Saved the day.
I'm so pleased for David. Such a good guy. And you know what? I see it like
Legend.
international level. He's not really a lot of recognition. He's a good goalkeeper. He saved the penalty to get to that to get to
the
game.
playoffs.
Yeah, and then he saves the penalty to get us there. So I'm buzzing for him.
Here's a question for you then, mate. I think I asked Andy this the other week when we were talking about this game. Dave Marshall, in my opinion, probably the best goalkeeper Cardiff have had, certainly in recent memory. One of the best championship goalkeepers of all time. Hasn't quite worked out for him in the Premier League when he's gone up. Why do you think that is? Because he's clearly like a quality keeper. And even now, he's still doing it, playing to the latter stages of his career.
Dave
so
Marshall.
Why do you think, haven't quite worked. He hasn't quite...
He got Player of the Year the year he got promoted.
The year Cardiff got promoted, yeah. But what I mean is when he had got his move away from Cardiff, I think it was Wigan off the top of my head. Didn't quite go as well.
No,
Hull.
He went to Hull.
Sorry,
he had a bad
right,
time at Hull. He just had a bad spell at Hull, and the fans got on top, and then they wanted another guy in the goal, which is
such is life, isn't it? Being a keeper is impossible, mate.
You know what it's like? You look at the Wolf Zaha coming to us, right?
Yeah, can you believe he didn't do well?
Well, this is what I mean. He didn't suit the way we play. He probably wasn't fit when he arrived. But would you say,
not going to
he's a bad player, or
no?
Would you take him back? Of course you would. 100% you would. You would.
God, yeah.
Exactly the same with Dave. Same with Dave. I think he just had would be a bad spell at Hull. I never seen a lot of the games. He maybe was at fault for the goals. But it's a confidence thing as well. See, when you got to a club and you don't start well. Lucky for me, when I came to Cardiff, I started the season really well. So you get that backing for the fans, It's the same with probably Wolf as well. At Crystal Palace, he's got the love of the fans. So he comes back, whether he plays well or not, he's still going to get the love of the fans because what he's done previously.
Zaha went to United, seemed like the perfect move for him at the right time. Didn't work out, partially because there was rumours he was sleeping with David Moyes' daughter, which, probably not the best idea when you're a young player banging the manager's daughter. But
unless you've got an invite from the fans, it's allowed.
So, yeah, manager's daughter's probably not the way to go. But then he went back to Palace and he looked tip-top again, and now there's rumours again that United want him back. And I think that shows how good a player he is. I think Cardiff have got a habit, actually, of picking up loan players and then not really using them the best, or not playing to their strengths. Or in Ravel Morrison's thing, they just didn't play him at all. Rhys David Evans is feisty tonight, telling you. He says, I have to disagree. Neil Alexander, for me, he set the standard before we had any money, reflexes like a cat. I do agree with Rhys there. Neil Alexander was quality keeper. However, David Marshall's all-round game, Neil Alexander was not very good with his feet. So I would probably, if I had to put my life on it, and I had to pick one, I would probably go with Dave to save.
Dave was a better dancer.
Who was the better drinker?
Dave, 100%. Neil was another Tom Heaton.
Professional.
So, there you go.
What's going on with the world with these bloody professionals?
Come on, have a beer.
Right, I'm a bit behind on these comments, so we're gonna just quickly scroll back.
Let's hope Stephen has a comment.
Yeah, well, Gaz says Kev looking fresh tonight. He said he loves the shows. Sai bringing more top shows to the channel. Yes, I am.
I'll show you a picture tomorrow. It won't be looking so fresh.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It's really putting me off that I got a picture of you behind me as well.
I know, it's exactly the same, innit? Can I just put the pose on?
Yeah, can you? Oh yeah, so the title of this week's episode is Smouldering or a Scottish Glare. So is Kev smouldering like a model, or is he glaring like a wee angry Scotsman? And Jason Jones says, I'm running low on red wine too, Kev. We'll need to finish off my whiskey next.
On the whiskey. Good luck.
On the whiskey. Craig Sullivan says, did you also panic about the possibility of VAR overruling the save, Dave Marshall's reaction was classic.
Yes.
Didn't it take the shine off stuff though when you've got to wait
No.
for VAR for
I know, you're
like? Is it? Do I celebrate? Do I not? Is it a goal?
No.
Is it not? It's like, come on.
No, fair play.
Garen
We panicked. There was a panic for me actually. I was thinking, oh no, please.
Garen Cole says if he was a bit more dominant in the air, he thinks he'd be a Premier League top 6 goalkeeper. Shout and a half. Good shout. Certainly got the ability from a shot stopping point of
Dave's
view,
a
I
good
think.
keeper. Dave was a good keeper.
And he's a good man, I've heard. Kelly says she had heard that he didn't actually want to go to Hull and he wanted to stay at Cardiff.
100%. He didn't want to leave. The only way he would want to leave was to maybe a decent Premier, top Premiership club.
Yeah.
His family was settled and he was happy there, so there's no reason for him to go.
Yeah, no reason to go then, is there? Rob Boyle says he thinks he'd be fine in any decent team in the Premier League, but unfortunately he went to kind of teams facing relegation or struggling at the lower part of the Premier League, which obviously isn't always the best for goalkeepers, is it? Garen Cole, no, he's just tagged somewhere, I apologise. Nathan Evans says, do you think he was an underrated player during the the promotion campaign, and did you enjoy it?
Who was underrated? Dave?
I think so, yeah.
Dave
got player of the year, didn't he? When they got promoted.
When we got promoted.
Did he get it the promotion year or the year in the Premier League?
I don't think he got promoted I don't think he got player of the year that year. I don't know who did. Sure. Who got player of the year that year?
Now you're asking me. I'll look that up. Did you enjoy that promotion campaign, mate?
I loved it. It's brilliant. Like 2 of the best weeks of my life were getting promoted.
That iconic picture in it of you being carried off the field. That's like one of those. That's just one of those things, isn't it? Which is going to be there forever.
See, from that moment, probably about 3 weeks. Nah, I'd say maybe even a month. The following month was one of the best months of my life.
What year? What year was it when we got promoted?
It would have been
2000.
I think it was about 8 years after I joined, so maybe 2014, maybe.
Yeah, so David Marshall had Player of the Year 2014. The year before, Mark Hudson had it.
Yeah, Hudson.
So yeah, I think that's fair to say. And the Young Player of the Year for that, do you know who that was? Off the top of your head, who was the Young Player of the Year in 2013 for Cardiff City? What a bit of trivia this is. If someone can tell me the answer without Googling
give us a second. 2013. No, he's probably too old. John Much was too old, huh?
Yeah. It's a trick question, mate. If that helps.
A trick question?
Yeah. So.
It wasn't. Was it Tom Heaton? No, it wasn't Tom Heaton, was it?
So in 2012, Joe Mason had it. 2014, Declan John had it. 2013, at least as according to Wikipedia, there was no Young Player of the Year at Cardiff City.
Just no young players?
No. A bit like now, if you believe Neil Harris's selections, because he never picks any of them. But anyway, that's another story. Right, Nathan Evans has clarified his comment. He said, do you think Leon Barnett was underrated player during that playoff or promotion campaign? And did you enjoy playing alongside him? Sorry for messing up the original comment.
He was not underrated. I don't think anybody underrated him. He was probably just filled the gap that was needed, and he did brilliant when he came in. He certainly wasn't underrated. He just came in and did the job. We asked, it was one of them, like when you ask for some loan player to just come and do a job.
No frills.
No frills whatsoever.
Do a job.
Go and head things, defend things, and just keep it tight. He was brilliant at it. Had a bit of pace. Like you say, you wanted to go and play. We weren't the team that went to go and play out at the back, so
no,
he slotted in nicely. He was a good fit.
100%. Reece David Evans says we didn't have any young players. He's right. I don't think we did at that point.
No, I'm sure Jordan Murch was one of the youngest players. He's about 23 or something.
Getting carried off the pitch when Cardiff got promoted, that must be like something which will never leave you, like forever and ever, because it's one of those iconic images which that video clip will get played every year when end of the season kind of playoffs and things like that get played, and they look back at previous years. Like that's just got to be. It's one of those iconic things, isn't it?
Yeah, it was weird because I think everybody ran off the pitch, and I actually ran towards the fans. So I was in quite a bad spot as in trying to get off the pitch.
Over the far side.
Yeah, I was obviously right back on the other side of the pitch. And my instant reaction was just to go mental and run toward the fans. So before I knew it, I was like, there's no way I'm getting back into the changing rooms anytime soon. So next minute I was on somebody else, some young lad's shoulders. And then I was out there for a good 10, 15 minutes, and it was just like...
Just people congratulating you and hugging you and that, is it?
It was brilliant.
Just mental, like.
Just crowd surfing. Oh, it was just, you could see pretty much, if you can imagine it, just see your fans. Just like being a rock star for about 20 minutes. It's great.
Yeah,
some experience. But I somehow managed to get back into the changing rooms. By the time we got in there, it was like the party had finished, so all the pop
they were all coming back out.
Popped, so I'd been out there that long, they couldn't get back into the gym. Missed them quite a lot of stuff. And then next minute it was like, you're going back out on the pitch to go and celebrate again. So, it was good.
Yeah, Jamie Anderson says, Super Kev, class guy, both on and off the field, always wanted to make the fans' day by taking time with them, gave his all for the Bluebirds, and the only person who can have a man's wife. What a legend. Kelly says, that home win against Man City, the first year in the Premier League, and that was phenomenal. I was there with my missus that day, and like, it was just incredible. Aaron Gunnarsson scored a couple, didn't he? I remember. But it was just incredible. Won a 3-2, and it was just, what a day.
That's the first time I think the first time the stadium's been full, and it was rocking.
It was rocking.
I've heard like that stadium rocking. Do you remember the Leicester game? This is like probably a blast from the past. A Leicester game where we were going for the playoffs, playing Leicester, we're down to 10 men, I think we're 1-0 up, and we were backs to the wall. It was the game Gabor got sent off, like last man, and he actually rugby tackled somebody. I don't know if you'll remember that, but Gabor actually, guys going through and goal, last man, Gabor's not got a lot of pace, so Gabor just thought, what, and there's actually a picture of him somewhere actually rugby tackling him, proper grabbing him, takes him aground, he gets sent off, and the crowd that day, it was just, like it was back, the fans appreciated what the players were doing, sort of thing. It was just like they were grinding, they were just dying, they were throwing their bodies on the line.
Yeah, just all in on.
Just the atmosphere was brilliant. I remember sitting there thinking, this is probably the best atmosphere I've heard at this stadium. It wasn't a full.
Just everyone was bang up for it.
Yeah, everybody was just like, it's hard because it would have been unbelievable to have Miriam Park in the Premier League. I think that's worth about 10 points. That was the dream. That. It's probably worth 20 points to the club. That is. Remember,
unbelievable.
How many times we drew with clubs in the FA Cup or a League Cup that came and just were like,
they couldn't handle it, could they? At all?
They just didn't fancy it. They were like, this place is just not for us.
Oh yeah, Chris, a couple of questions. Nathan Evans also he says Ben Nugent played twice last season, and he thinks he scored a horror home goal against Bristol City, so he could have been the young player of the year, couldn't he? Because he had a couple of games. Rob Boyle asks, have you ever been approached to do any shows like Celebrity Big Brother, Strictly Come Dancing, this sort of thing?
Nah.
They're not brave enough to put you on national TV with a bottle of red.
Yeah.
Would you do them? What if you had to pick one to do?
No, I've applied.
What reality show would you do?
I've applied for Hunted, and I've applied for...
What's Hunted?
when you're getting chased by the police. You've just
Right,
got to
okay.
you've got to hide.
Oh, you just got to evade them.
You've just got to evade them, and you don't
Is
have
that just
any
not
resources.
Is that just not Dundee? Are you
Well,
just confused?
This is why
This is why you be so good at it.
This is why I'll be so good at it. That's the reason I'm applying. My upbringing was, running away from the police. so
I would love to. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds like a really fun show. I hate reality TV, but that sounds like a fun
all
one.
All it is it's you get put in pairs, and they all start off in an area, and they get a certain 3 hours to get away.
Yeah.
Using whatever the means they've got, but it's funny. They just and then eventually they've got to get back to a certain area. But that and what was it? Shipwrecked. Oh no, Bear Grylls Island.
Oh, the deserted island one. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. Would you, if you had to pick one of the kind of mainstream ones, then so we'll say Big Brother, I'm a Celebrity, Strictly Come Dancing, or Dancing on Ice? You've got to pick one of those four.
I wouldn't do any of the dancing ones, even though I'm one of the best dancers in the land.
No doubt.
I don't really want to show people up, so probably just need to do them.
Would you? I'm a Celebrity.
I'd like to do that. I'm a Celeb.
I think it'd be quite
show, but
challenging to do it. No, got to face your fears, haven't you?
Yeah. I hate spiders. I hate
heights. I can't do enclosed spaces, mate.
I don't like anything. I'm the same with you.
Yeah.
I don't like. There's nothing I like.
Yeah.
There's nothing I think I could just go. You know what? I'll get wired into this. No. Oh, the eating one. Oh my god, the eating one. See if they put one of the worst shots of alcohol in front of me. I'd just do it that, and you would not even
touch the sides.
No, they wouldn't even see me. You wouldn't even see me grimace. Just be. But you get one of them mad June bug things, what they're called. The widgety grubs. You rip their head off and go.
Yeah, I struggle with it. I think I like big bugs. I don't like. I can't handle it. I'm not a fan of big bugs. Just generally, spiders and dragonflies and this sort of stuff.
Dragonflies.
No, that size things. Big.
It's very specific.
No, just oversized bugs. I can handle little fruit flies. I just like spiders and shit. Basically, anything which will bite me.
You've got a massive fear of dragonflies.
Dragonflies,
Just be honest.
Dragonflyophobia. Dragonflyophobia. Right, we're going to get through last couple of these questions, and then we're going to pick, to finish us off, like last episode, our best 10 TV series of all time, in our opinion. So...
We're getting the big man on for this. It's the big...
Rob Boyles. He's preparing his best top 10 TV shows as we speak. He's doing the work. But just in the meantime,
can't wait to get Rob's.
Last couple of questions which people have sent in. Jason Jones says he said, I know Darcy Blake personally over the last 3 or 4 years. He showed a lot of promise at Cardiff, but he loved having a drink too much. Was he that bad at Cardiff? With drinking, I'm assuming he means. He was awesome, by the way, for Wales as well in the few games he played for Wales.
Yeah,
did he like a drink?
Yeah, he liked a baby. But there's certain people have body types that they need to look after themselves. Like myself, I'm mum and dad were skinny growing up. My genetic frame is skinny.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to worry about the food intake and stuff like that. But Darcy was the opposite. So you have to be quite. It's hard. You need to be disciplined when you've got that sort of body type.
You've got to be Tom Heaton. I think
Tom is actually that body type. I'm genuinely Tom's that body type.
Is he?
And he's 100%. He's disciplined.
I think Wayne Rooney's like it as well, though, isn't he? He's got to be disciplined to stay in shape he's in at his age as well.
Yeah, there's certain guys you need to be disciplined, and it's quite hard on them boys because you watch other boys eating and drinking what they want, and for him, I just probably just hung around his mates that he grew up with probably a bit too long. That's just for me looking in.
Yeah,
that's a good lad. That's a great lad.
Yeah, I'd met him. I think I met him once or twice, and both times I met him, he was an absolute star. Top bloke.
Nah, he's a great guy. That's a great guy. Just unfortunate. But
Sometimes it just doesn't work out for people.
Nah, it doesn't work
out. Reese David Evans says, no matter how good the new stadium is, it doesn't come close to a Tuesday night at Ninian Park. Could be 6,000 there, and it'd be hostile non-stop. Oh, you'll make me cry. So I'd rather you didn't. We can't talk about that no more.
See if you win the lottery, would you go and build it again? Would you go and build it and just
It wouldn't be the
make
same,
it?
would it? Wouldn't be
No,
the
but
same.
just made it exactly.
I'd build Ninian Park the same, and next to it, I'd build the Radar Arms next to it as well, because I miss my old local, which I grew up drinking in as well, which they've turned into retirement flats.
Well, see, my mates went in there for a drink.
Oh, it was shite, mate. It was
No,
the
but they
worst
handed
pub
the guy.
ever.
No, but they handed the guy Scottish money, and the guy was like, "No, we don't accept that yet."
It's probably me behind the bar, that was, mate.
It's legal tender, that was.
Yeah.
If anything, worth twice as much.
Wow. Not sure about that. Plastic money, innit?
Well, let's be honest. Is there any Welsh money in circulation?
Well, we don't need it, do we? JD from America, he wouldn't be happy you talking about Scottish money. He's got a vendetta against Scottish people, I think.
I see, just chisel.
Chisel.
I
still can't get over
just
that.
call him the Chiseler. Is the Chiseler
Mate,
online?
We're clipping that. I'm going to clip that for promotion of the show, and just like, this is the people who are watching our show. Kelly says, would you do I'm a Celebrity? You've answered that.
Yes, I would.
Jason said he'd love to see you in The Hunted. Rob Boyle said he'd like to see you in Celebrity Coach Trip. After he redeemed himself, and he's gone and blown it all up again.
What?
Rob Boyle says you should do Celebrity Coach Trip.
What is celebrity? I've never heard of this thing. Celebrity coach.
But I don't watch TV, so like proper TV.
What? Celebrity coach trip.
Is that where you just put a load of celebrities and just chuck them on a? They just go like coach.
Just go on a coach and just go for a trip.
Just go on a bus ride, like. It's weird, that, isn't it? Few suggestions for TV shows coming in already. Okay, last couple of questions then. Steve McMahon says, "What's your worst tattoo, and let's see it."
See, this is the Benidorm thing coming up. This is it.
Tell me you didn't have a tattoo in Benidorm.
Sorry, not Benidorm.
Magaluf, sorry. Did you have a tattoo in Magaluf?
Yes.
We're taking your life in your own hands there.
You know, Kings of Leon. So, I had a playlist of about 4 songs. And I pressed it on repeat, so it was one of the songs was a Kings of Leon song, and just kept playing. I accidentally put it on repeat one night, and it was like playing constantly. The song's called Pyro, Kings of Leon Pyro. But the song kind of goes, I will never be a cornerstone, and we all thought the song was called Cornerstone. So anyway, we went out drunk that night. Scotland were playing Ireland, and with an Irish pal out with us, and my friend Stephen said he'd get a tattoo of Cornerstone on his arse if Scotland did not beat Ireland. Anyway, they drew. Stephen gets the tattoo. I'm slagging him, saying, why would you get that done to your arse? Blah, 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 blah. He gets it on his arse, Cornerstone on his arse. And then the following night, whilst being very intoxicated, I decided to get the same thing put on my bum.
Come on then.
Which you want to see Cornerstone?
Yeah.
Mine is a bit. Right.
Can you get it out without revealing everything?
I'll try. I think I will. Yeah,
we're gonna get ripped off the air now.
Nah,
Kevin McNaughton.
It's a high
everyone's getting their screen. Everyone's getting their screenshots ready. Kevin McNaughton's ass.
It's not. Hold on, I need
Can't really see it.
Hold on, I need to move this back.
Kevin McNaughton's ass. You'd only see it here. See? Nobody does it, I guess. There we go. Now you can see it.
There, guys.
Cornerstone.
Absolute cracker.
Kevin McNaughton's ass. Yeah, I can't believe you had a tattoo in Magaluf, mate. That is risky.
To be fair, hold on. Can you see it? Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
It's a work of art, isn't it?
Beautiful. Taking your life into your own hands, mate. Having a tattoo out there. Jesus Christ.
Cornerstone and musical note.
Unbelievable. Worst tattoo. There was one other question I was going to go to before we go to the TV shows. Jamie Anderson says, how was Paul Quinn as a teammate? You on one side, him on the other. Was great to see. The crazy Scots loved it.
How was he as a teammate? He was a great guy. He was an unbelievable roommate, though. He was a lunatic.
Prankster.
I think we've talked about Paul a few times.
I know. He seems to come up now every so often.
Paul was an unbelievable guy.
That Scottish contingent.
Me and him used to watch Goonies on the ceiling. And we used to sing a song, what a feeling watching Goonies on the ceiling, right? Because I used to take a projector with us. But we're that lazy, we just point it to the ceiling. So we're both lying on our beds. One time we watched the Goonies on our little DVD player with the projector facing the ceiling as we're both lying. And it came to me, it said, what a feeling watching Goonies on the ceiling. That was it. So from then on, whenever we're putting the projector on, it was just, what a feeling watching Goonies on the ceiling. So that's the new line of literature.
See, what we should do is we should get you to sing that properly into a microphone, and that could be the theme tune to our song.
Could be.
To our podcast. That could just be the theme tune. So we've had a lot of suggestions for the greatest TV shows of all time, which is going to be interesting because I don't think we're going to agree. So we're going to go top 10. We're not going to spend too long on it, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most, on the best 10 TV shows of all time, in our opinion. Okay,
10.
so 10. Should we go 10 or 5? Should we go 5?
I think we should cut it down to 5 because...
Got him. Top 5 TV shows of all time, in our opinion. Top TV shows, right.
If there's something that creeps in, we could put a few bonus ones in there, but wow, I think 10's pushing the boat out.
Is there a TV show which straight away you think that's got to be in there? Only Fools and Horses.
Well, I'm going to give you something that's... I loved. Band of Brothers. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I did watch that. I didn't think it was best of all time, but I thought it was good.
We're going to have a fall now. On here.
Lost?
No. Oof. One of the worst endings.
Yeah, ever. Lost season 1 is like one of the great TV series of all time.
Brilliant. Loved it.
Prison Break. Phenomenal show.
Yeah, good show.
I'd have Prison Break in there for sure. As a suggestion, Only Fools and Horses got to be in and around. Breaking Bad got to be big shout
right,
there.
You take notes here, and then we can.
Yeah, I'm going to write down a few, and then we can go. We'll go through them there. So Rob's order, no particular order. He says then 5: The Bill, The Repair Shop, Only Fools and Horses, Top Gear, the original, and Storage Hunters.
So that's a very Robbie list, isn't it? It's a Rob kind of list, isn't it?
Only Fools and Horses, I'll give you. The rest of them, no. I used to love The Bill, man, Rob. That's it. But Gomorrah, Reese says.
No what?
Peaky Blinders by Luke Dobson says.
Yes, very good.
I have Peaky Blinders on there for sure. Someone else, I think it was Kelly, said Friends. Don't know if it'd be in my top 5 of all time. Obviously, an iconic show.
I'm trying to think of sci-fi ones because I'm a big sci-fi
EastEnders.
fan. Have you seen The Boys?
I haven't started watching it yet. No, you want to have a look? Haven.
Nah.
Daredevil. That's a quality series. But you know what's better than that? The Punisher. The Punisher TV series is.
Yes. There you go.
The Dawn.
That's got a chance to just
phenomenal. Underrated as hell. That is a great series. Gomorrah, The Shield, good shout. Sons of Anarchy,
Gomorrah.
The Office, I don't know if I'd have the US Office. So Rhys David Evans has got his top 5 would be The Shield, Gomorrah, Sons of Anarchy, the US Office, and Alan Partridge. 24's got to be up there. Easy mixed up there. Alan Partridge, you having that? Would you have Alan Partridge in the best of all time? The Shield, do you ever watch that?
I tried to, but I just felt wasn't quite up there with 24 where it was at the same time.
Yeah. The Misfits.
Yeah, quite like that, but again, it's no getting that right up there in the top, what there is.
Steve McMahon's top 5 of all time.
Come on,
Baywatch. Only Fools and Horses. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yes.
Peaky Blinders. And Just Tattoo of Us.
He's in the wind-up. That is the name of me and him.
Right, so you'll have to guide me. Is Game of Thrones up there with the likes of Breaking Bad, Prison Break?
Better.
Really?
Better. What you give me?
I've never watched a minute of it.
Because
so I can't
you've never
say.
watched it, you think, well, take it from me.
It is
qualified.
What a shout. Craig Sullivan, The Wire. Great show. We're never going to get these into a top 5, mate, I'll tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Game of Thrones is in there.
Nah. Line of Duty. I'm going to stick to my guns now. Game of Thrones is not going in.
100. I'm going off here.
He's going to throw his wine into the camera.
He's going to just walk off.
I'm going to get the Sean Massey treatment, though. Right, I will give people. I'll give people 2 more minutes to make any more suggestions before we have to pick 5. So, who else, mate? So we have Craig suggested Police Squad, Faulty Towers, Minder, Friends, Last Kingdom.
Like this is not the top 10.
Luke Dobson says The Last Kingdom is better than Game of Thrones.
What's The Last Kingdom?
I don't know. I've never seen either, so I can't specify.
Be more specific.
The Vikings, I've heard, is quite good.
No, I've watched that. Bang average.
So if you want to make a suggestion, you got to make it quick. I'm trying to think, what else have I watched? Do you know what would have been great if they hadn't cancelled it?
Have you watched Westworld?
I think I've watched like the first episode or 2.
Westworld.
Someone else is agreeing that Last Kingdom is better than
what is the Last
Game
Kingdom?
of Thrones.
Tell me what the Last Kingdom's all about.
I don't know. Rhys David Evans said, I keep saying Gamora has to be in there.
Yes, that will always be in there for me.
Yeah, I put that in there as well. Gavin and Stacey from Rob Boyle.
Not a chance. Throw that in the bin. No, what's good? Chewing the fat.
Chewing the fat is quality. What about Orange?
Game.
So I'm going to name off a couple, not necessarily that I think should be in there. Just I'm going to read you some TV shows. So you got Orange is the New Black. What else we got? NCIS. The Office, the UK version. Walking Dead.
First few seasons.
First 3 seasons.
First 4 or 5 seasons, I'd be like, oh, yes. And then it gets a wee bit silly towards the end there.
So I'd have Walking Dead seasons 1 to 3. I'd have Lost seasons.
Guy's got a pet tiger. Come on.
1 to 3.
Doesn't happen.
What was the other one you just said then before Walking Dead? The UK Office. Line of Duty. Steve McMahon says.
Stephen, don't just
Still Game.
Bin his comments.
Bin him off, is it? Mute him.
Oh.
Twin Peaks.
No.
Breaking Bad. MASH. Gotham. Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul's decent.
I don't know if it'd be up there. It is very good. I don't know if I'd have it up there with the...
It's on the bonus list. We should have a wee bonus, special mention list.
What we will do one week is we'll do the best TV shows that never finished, like got cancelled before they finished their story. Heroes, Alcatraz. There's a long list of those. And I think we discussed this last week a bit. I'm very, very bitter about the cancellation of Alcatraz. Married with Children. Firefly, yeah, there's another one that was cancelled. So we got Still Game. Married with Children, a couple of suggestions.
Still good. Yes.
Law and Order. Grey's Anatomy. No,
I've just gone straight in the bin.
Criminal Minds.
In the bin.
Casualty from Steve. He
Steve
said he did.
he said he
hashtagged Kev's late career. You think he's having a go there, isn't he?
Comedy value, isn't he? He's not having a real go there, isn't he?
Doctor Who?
Stop it now.
Doctor Who, would you have that in there?
That's what I call him.
Okay then.
Because he's stuck in his TARDIS for 2 weeks.
What about Monty Python's Flying Circus?
That is a cracker.
It's a shout, that, isn't it?
Yep, that's good. It's good.
Okay. Last 60 seconds then for any more suggestions, and then we'll break down the list.
There's a few in there, I think I know, but I think that.
Yeah, I think we've like the films one. We'll think of them all afterwards. Sons of Anarchy, maybe. Reese says there.
Oh yes, there you go.
It's a good one, though. Sons of Anarchy, Gamora, Sons of Anarchy is on there.
Oh, what's the one?
Gamora.
You watch that? AO.
AO.
The AO.
Oh, I think my missus was looking at that on Netflix the other day, actually.
It's not bad. Then it gets a wee bit funny towards the end.
Garrett says he's getting worried because he likes the list which Steve McMahon's putting on.
What was his list again? Can we go through that again?
Well, Steve's. So he said Casualty, Line of Duty. Who else did he have? And then on his list he had Baywatch, Only Fools and Horses, Game of Thrones,
Baywatch.
Peaky Blinders, and Just Tattoo of Us.
I think just the two of us was just in memory of me and him getting tattoos on each other's arses.
What else did they say? What about Parks and Recreation?
Nah.
Father Ted. What a shout.
Yes.
What a
Only
shout.
Fools, Father Ted are on there. They're on the list. They're like
Ali G, the TV show, was pretty good as well.
Oh, that was good.
Before the celebrities cottoned on. X-Files.
Yeah, well.
Gotta go in there, mate. He was iconic. Fringe.
Fringe is good.
I'd have Fringe on there before Game of Thrones, mate. Fringe was
You've
superb.
not watched Game of Thrones, so how could you say that?
Oh,
Don't
shout,
you
Reese.
dare.
Dexter. Another good shout.
Dexter's good. Yeah, I like Dexter.
Oh, mate. Game of Thrones is out, I'm telling you. There's too many good ones.
What?
Peaky Blinders, Band of Brothers.
Too many good ones. Band of Brothers is unbelievable.
I'll give you Band of Brothers over Game of Thrones.
You need to start getting involved in the substance of what you're watching. These guys are giving
Twin Peaks.
These guys are giving their lives for the country. You need to start taking it and absorbing it, mate. You're just heartless, aren't you? It's like
Would you have Mad Men on there?
These guys are dying. Who cares? Yeah, let's just watch someone else. These guys are giving their life for the country, mate. It's a factual thing.
Here's a shout
watch
then.
it. Just watch it and adore them.
Luke Dobson says, and he says, are these allowed? And I decree that they are allowed. Family Guy or The Simpsons?
Family Guy. How's it going?
Both of them, I think, have got to be in there with a shout. Craig Sullivan
we're moving up to
says
10. We're
Halavan.
going back up to 10.
Oh, mate, we could do a 20 the way we're going.
We're going back
Dad's
to 10.
Army. Right, I'm gonna have to. What about Mad Men?
Blackadder.
Blackadder.
Oh my word.
Mate, we got a top 20, I think, at this rate.
Top 10. Top 10.
We'll see now. I'll total up how many we've got, and then we can put them in order. Right, I'm going to name a couple more.
No, we did do one time as well.
Go on.
Cartoons. Your favourite cartoons growing up. We were going on that one next.
Did you say Doctor Who was going on the short list?
Listen, it's not one of my favourite shows. If you want to put it on there, I'm not taking responsibility for that.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oof, I'm not sure about
The West Wing?
that.
The Wire? Sopranos? How could we forget that? That and Breaking Bad should have been first on the list.
There's more. Right. I swear there's more.
Of course there is.
Have you got
EastEnders?
Go and Google.
I've got some, yeah.
10. Go and Google top 20 best TV shows, right?
That's what I just did, and just to tell you, Game of Thrones is not number one on their list. Breaking Bad is. So.
But you need to try somebody else's list.
Yeah, right.
Because that list is broken.
So, this is our short list, and it isn't short. We have Only Fools and Horses, Band of Brothers, Prison Break, Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders, The Punisher, 24, Game of Thrones, The Wire, Walking Dead Season 1 to 3, Lost Season 1 to 3, UK Office,
Yes.
Sons of Anarchy, Gomorrah, Father Ted, X-Files, Fringe, Dexter, Hannibal, The Simpsons, Blackadder, Family Guy, and that's it for the shortlist.
23.
Is 23.
I think.
So I think we bin off cartoons because they'll be on a separate list.
Okay.
So we'll bin off Simpsons.
Yep.
And we've been off Family Guy. I think we've been off, as much as it hurts me, we've been off Lost and Walking Dead because there was only we said 1 to 3 seasons.
Yeah,
was good,
okay.
but the rest of them weren't good enough. So that takes us down to a top 20, or top 18 actually, I think it is.
Pretty impressive.
So, top 5, 100% we have to have Breaking Bad is in the top 5, isn't it? No doubt, 100%.
Yeah, we'll give that one.
I think, and this is my personal shout, I think Fringe has to be in the top 5.
I'd put that on the back burner.
Alright, we'll put Fringe on the back burner. Sopranos
We have to get Only Fools and Horses in there. I'm sorry.
in the top 5.
Of course. What do you mean?
Oh, I agree. It's difficult,
It
isn't it?
has to go in there. So these are stick-ons. We put the stick-ons in.
Okay, so
Stick-ons in,
Sopranos
and we
build
the
around
stick-ons.
it.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we've got 3 stick-ons. We've got Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, and Only Fools and Horses. So
There's
we
another
need,
one. There's another
if
one.
we're doing
There's another
top
one.
5,
What was the other old one that we liked?
so you got X-Files, Blackadder, you got Hannibal, Dexter, Gomorrah, Sons of Anarchy, The Wire, 24, Peaky Blinders, Prison
24's
Break.
got to go in. 24 has to go in there.
Top 5 all time,
Has to.
24.
Has
So you
to.
got 1 left.
I think 24 started the whole box set thing.
Yeah, it did.
I
So,
think it has to go in there.
Reese has said again that Gomorrah has to be in the top 5. So we got
That's good.
we've got 4 out of the 5 already, which is Breaking Bad, 24, The Sopranos, and Only Fools and Horses. We got 1 left.
Oof, I don't want to do this decision.
The pressure.
It's oof.
So like you got Gomorrah,
Like Gomorrah's
but then you got
but
then you're leaving out Game of Thrones.
That could be put in a different category.
Game
Overseas.
of Thrones is not in there at the moment. Punisher's not in there at the moment, and I really rate that. That
Just not watch
Punisher.
Game of Thrones, mate. So you can't comment.
Go on, I'll let you pick the final one for
So-
our top 5.
Right, so just go run through the list. Run through what's left.
Okay, so we got. I'm going to go up backwards just because of where my screen is. Blackadder, Hannibal, Dexter, Fringe, X-Files, Father Ted, Gomorrah, Sons of Anarchy,
Ted.
The UK Office, The Wire, Game of Thrones, Punisher, Peaky Blinders, Prison Break, Band of Brothers. Pressure's on you now, mate. You get this wrong, people are going to be shouting at you in the street. They'll be coming up to you and going, Kev, Game of Thrones is shite.
Oh my god, the amount of times I've just sat and watched Father Ted.
Come on, you can do it. You got to pick one. So let's do it another way.
Right,
If
gonna
I
go
told
Game
you,
of Thrones.
right,
You know
we've
what?
got to
Gonna
go
go
and
with
watch
Game of
something.
Thrones. Gonna go with Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Oof.
Right.
Right. Okay, so
Right, you watch it now. You have to watch this now. Okay.
Yeah.
See this finger?
the,
have to watch
the,
it.
the ship sailed on it now. I've lost motivation to watch it. Tell me why I should watch
What?
it. Tell me why I should watch it.
It's one of the
And
great
I'll
shows
see
of
if I
all
can-
time.
Is
One
it
of the
though?
great shows. What do you mean? Is it though?
Like, it's about. What's it about?
That's like going like it's Only Fools Ours is one of the best shows. Is it though?
No, like
Yes,
that
it
is funny,
It's
isn't it?
fantastic. Well, this is enchanting.
What's
mate. This is
good
like-
what's good about Game of Thrones? I need to know. Like,
Well, do you want to
tell
know
me
one of the
something good.
main things about it?
Yeah,
Just
go on.
when you think
it's all a dream.
everybody's safe,
They all
your
die.
favourite character just gets this, mate. Goes up.
Do they do that more than once as well?
Oh, mate, it happens all the time. You're just like, I love this guy. I love this character. He's doing really
And
well.
then he's
Oh,
dead.
love this. You don't see him again. Just like that.
Right. I'll tell you what then. By the time we do the next show in a couple of weeks, I will make sure I've watched at least like 2 or 3 episodes.
You'll be a
of it.
member of the Black Watch, mate. And you won't know that it means, but well, you will, hopefully, by next time.
There we go. So, our top 5 TV shows of all time are, in no particular order, top 5 TV shows. I'm going to put them in the comments at the same time. So, Only Fools and Horses. Followed by Game of Thrones.
How's he being there? How's the...
Followed by The Sopranos, which is one of TV's great show. Reese is probably logged off because we didn't put Gamora in there. But we just ran out of space.
No, what? We should have a little special mention column, like for maybe one or two.
Well, yeah, you'd have a couple, wouldn't you?
Gamora's it.
Only Fools and Horses, Game of Thrones, Sopranos, 24, and then
You know
the
what?
final
Sopranos
spot.
and Gamora are basically the same programme, isn't it? Really. Well,
They're right up
the
there,
lag-
aren't they? And then finally, the number 5, but they're not in order, is Breaking Bad.
Band of Brothers never made top 5, did they?
Didn't make top 5, no. So if you were doing a top 10, you'd probably add like Band of Brothers,
Even though you
Gamora.
hate the Allies. You hate the Allies, mate. I know.
well, that's it. You'd add Gamora, and then you'd add The Punisher, Peaky Blinders, and say Fringe, maybe, or Hannibal, Sons of
love
Anarchy.
Fringe. You're such
I
a
do.
Fringe
Fringe
fan,
is a big time.
You are.
I think it's one of the greats.
Because you've got a big fringe.
Steve McMahon says I look like Lord Tyrion Lannister.
He does. He does. He's a little dwarf who enjoys
Not sure about that.
wine and gets involved with certain things. That's why he's...
There
Yeah,
you
it does.
go.
If you...
See that? He said, I'm still watching. I love Super Kev too much to turn off. See? That's what we like to see. Right. And Rob says, what's next time so I can prep? So,
I think it should be cartoons. Your favourite kids'
we had a couple,
cartoons
didn't we? We
growing
had
up.
cartoons. We had the cancelled shows, though, as well.
I love, like, kids'
Cartoon,
cartoons
go on then.
growing up. And
Greatest
your
cat.
favourite sweeties.
Can't do them all, mate. Can't got to do them. Pace yourself. Remember what we said?
Alright, one. Okay.
One each show. One list each show.
Cartoons, that is.
Right, next week we'll do the top 5 greatest
favourite growing up.
cartoons of all
Growing
time.
up cartoons. And I tell you
Oh,
what, I've got a
are they
few-
growing up cartoons or just the top 5
Just
best cartoons
If you've
of all
got
time?
kids and you sit watching cartoons with your kids and you go, oh my god, this is brilliant, then fair enough, you can add them. But let's be honest, your kids are not going to be sat there tuning
Yeah.
in, typing Peppa Pig.
I watched 32 seasons of The Simpsons in lockdown.
I like
Just
Simpsons.
where I
I like
if I'm
Family Guy.
in the kitchen, I'd be
I think I've
watching
had
that.
Family Guy or Simpsons.
I'd take The Simpsons, I would,
Did you?
because I think it's something in it for
See,
everyone.
Give me a few years back, I'd probably said that, but now I'm just Family Guy all the way.
Yeah, I got banging. Like when I was in hospital, I was banging to Family Guy because someone brought me in a load of DVDs of it, and I didn't have like a smartphone at that time, or there was no Wi-Fi or something, so I couldn't watch TV. So I literally just had a portable DVD player and just watched like every single season of Family Guy, like just constantly in hospital. Reese just said next week. Are we getting another one that soon? No, it probably won't be next week. I think I misspoke. It'd be maybe the week after if you're well behaved. But we are hoping. I will say now what I'm hoping to do. No promises. We are hoping to do an Ace Podcast Nation Christmas live stream in the run up to Christmas, sometime middle of December, where I'm going to try and get every single co-host from all the various shows all on one stream. So we'll have Kev, we'll have Andy, we'll have Jacob, we'll have Andrew, we'll have
quiz.
yeah. Well, you haven't heard my idea now.
Sorry.
We'll have Nye and Kieran from the Cricket One. We'll have Reese from Conspiracy Theories, because I think I can have up to 10 people on the stream. So we're going to have us all on there. I'm going to divide them into teams, and then I'm going to make them do a quiz on themselves. So we'll have questions on Kevin McNaughton. We'll have questions on Andy Campbell. Questions on Kieran Powell. Questions on Conspiracy Theories. It'd be awesome.
What
But
does the tattoo on my bum say?
yeah, that's a good question. Only people who watch this stream,
Only
and
people
you, and a couple of other people will
Only
know.
people who have seen me naked. Oh,
Right.
so there's 26,000 wives out there.
Yeah.
Know the answer.
Oh
Potential.
my days. A couple of suggestions for the cartoon have come in already. Roadrunner. Kelly said Danger Mouse. Rob said American Dad.
See, I'm going for things like Fraggle Rock. Tell me you remember Fraggle Rock.
That's not a cartoon, though, is it?
Well, okay then. Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears.
Yeah, Gummy Bears. Love that.
What? I know them. If you want me to sing Gummy Bears,
go sing Gummy Bears to finish us off. Then.
Magic and mystery are part
Hang on.
of
Whoa. 2 seconds.
What?
Guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments, questions. Spread the word about this show because it's new. This is only episode 2. We want to build it up and build it up. We have a bit of fun, light-hearted fun, as it were. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the links are in the description. Spread the word. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Probably a Tuesday, but we'll try and make it so it's not on the same night as the foosball. But in the meantime, here is Kev McNaughton singing the Gummy Bears song.
Okay. Here we go. Magic and mystery are part of their history, and something get a juice. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Magic mystery is beyond compare. We are the Gummy Bears. We are the Gummy Bears.
Beautiful.